If anyone could make morphing into a fly look good, it's Jeff Goldblum. His odd personality, quirks, and unique appearance have resulted in the actor developing a sizable amount of fans who can't help but swoon over him.
What is Jeff Goldblum famous for? If you don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
Sadly, the chance for those fans to steal his heart has long gone, since he's already given his heart to someone else. Emily Livingston is currently Jeff's third wife, and the world couldn't help but notice that she's 30 years his junior. Jeff Goldblum's love life has been almost as colorful as his film career.
She's my inspiration. She's my muse and garden elf.
The actor has been married 3 times since the 1980s, but he waited to start a family until he met his one true love, Emily. So who were his other wives? Well, his first marriage was in 1980 to actress Patricia Gall. In 1985, the couple acted alongside one another in the Western film Silverado. Unfortunately, they ended up divorcing that same year. There wasn't much information about their relationship, probably because the pair liked to keep most of their time together pretty private. However, there were little birdies who seemed to think that their split was a result of Jeff meeting another woman. That woman was actress Geena Davis. In 1985, Goldblum starred alongside Davis in the horror comedy Transylvania 65000. Their on-screen chemistry was so great that they featured in another film together, The Fly. This one might be a little more familiar to you since it's a cult favorite. We will admit that it's a pretty tough movie to watch if you're sensitive to body horror. And by body horror, we mean that Jeff turns into a giant fly, and it's not a pretty sight to behold. Geena, on the other hand, is always a beauty on screen. It's not known whether they started their romance before or after Jeff's divorce from Patricia, but what we do know is that the actor didn't wait to make things with Geena official. According to Goldblum, it was basically an attraction at first sight when he met Geena, which would have been a little awkward if he was still with Patricia, but we digress. The actor admitted that he felt nervous during their first encounter because he immediately wanted her to really like him.
I mean, it used to be the roles where that was usually ascribed to the man, that they somehow had trouble combining love and sex, and that women were more romantic.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not true.
Geena made love, falling in love, so easy, purely loving, beguiling, and irresistible, Jeff confessed. The new couple made things official to the public, and by 1987, they were married. Goldblum shared that they often talked about marriage until they finally decided to tie the knot. Interestingly enough, GQ described their wedding as a sudden wedding in Las Vegas. Compared to a couple of other rushed weddings in Hollywood, we don't think that Jeff and Geena make that cut since they were together for at least a year before they said their I do's. Unfortunately, this marriage did not last, and by 1991, the two divorced, and Geena was the one who filed first, citing the usual irreconcilable differences. We can't be sure of the reason that they split, however, it might have been about having kids. Goldblum and Davis discussed the possibility of starting a family during their 1989 interview with GQ, but that his actor-actoriness seems to get in the way. Jeff revealed years later he'd never really wanted to have kids. Davis also seemingly implied that things were not always easy when she compared her relationship with Goldblum to an episode of The Dick Van Dyke Show, in which Laura admits her marriage to Rob is not perfect, nor do they just laugh all day long and have fun together all the time. A year following the split, Davis opened up about their relationship. She admitted that they both certainly had high hopes and had every good intention regarding their marriage, adding that it was upsetting that it couldn't work out between them. At the time, she didn't reveal why they split. Davis did clarify that this was not a reflection on Jeff. She explained that she too was to blame for things not working out. I mean, it can apply equally to me. We were a normal couple and had all kinds of experiences. We weren't sitting around just laughing all day, putting on shows for each other. So perhaps Geena wanted to have kids and Jeff was opposed to the idea. Whatever the case may have been, it does seem like the breakup was not super intense and there's no bad blood between them today. Goldblum remained unmarried for most of the 90s to 2000s. He had a couple of girlfriends over the years, including Jurassic Park co-star Laura Dern. However, in 2011, Goldblum met a woman that would change his life forever. According to an interview, Jeff met Emily at an Equinox gym on Sunset Boulevard. He said, "I saw her from across a crowded room and I marched up to her, entranced, and began some kind of conversation." And it wasn't just by chance that the two met at the gym. Jeff has always been an avid gym goer, and Emily is just the same. Livingston was a Canadian gymnast who participated in the Olympics in the late 90s and 2000, so working out has always been a strict part of her routine. Today, she works as a body double for many famous actresses. Her appearances include La La Land and Valerian as a body double for Rihanna and The City of a Thousand Planets. At first, Jeff didn't share much about his new romance, but when the couple tied the knot in 2014, the famous actor couldn't stop sharing his happiness with the world. With hearts in his eyes, he explained how lucky he was and how all his friends and family adored Emily. However, the world couldn't help but notice one thing that stood out about their relationship. Emily is 30 years younger than Jeff.
So far, nothing is going wrong, but we're on different schedules.
Livingston was already in her 30s with an established career when they met, and Jeff was in his 60s. However, the couple didn't dodge any questions when it came to their 3-decade age gap, including Goldblum making comments about his mortality. The couple shared that they were extremely mindful when it came to their decision to get married. Jeff had already been married twice before, so this time he wanted to make sure that it was something that was going to stick. He didn't want to have to go through another public divorce riddled with tabloids and heartbreak. The couple reportedly worked with a therapist before they were married to make sure it was the best decision for both of them. It sounds like the couple's choice to get hitched was anything but impulsive. With such conscious decision-making going into their relationship, it's no wonder that their marriage has seemingly been a blissful success so far. Emily is not afraid to gush about her husband on social media, and a quick scroll through her Instagram reveals an endless stream of loving and kind words about her husband. She recently wrote to him, "You bring such joy, happiness, and playfulness into our lives every single day without fail. I don't know how you do it or where you find your energy, but it's obvious you are a special force in nature and love what you do and love your family deeply." If that doesn't make you swoon, we don't know what will. Jeff chatted about his wife's workout routine, saying, "Her workouts are radical, as you can imagine, and impressive." To this day, the couple heads to the gym together every morning at 5 a.m. and train side by side. What's that saying? Couples who gym together stay together? Maybe there's some truth to it. Despite the routine of their daily schedule and early mornings, Jeff revealed that Emily still makes him intoxicated with ecstasy. It sounds to us like Jeff is a very lucky man. Even with their radical age difference, Jeff and Emily truly seem deep in love and insanely happy, and we love it. Despite the fact that the actor had previously shared that he didn't want to have children, Emily seemed to have changed that. In 2015, Livingston and Goldblum had their first child together, a boy named Charlie Ocean. 2 years later, they would have another boy named River Joe. Is it just us, or is there some kind of aquatic-themed names going on here? Goldblum never gets tired of talking about his family and how very much in love he and Emily are together. Despite their busy career and Jeff's age, he's a very attentive father. The actor shared that he very much enjoys spending time with his kids. At the age of 69, nothing must make him feel younger and more alive than a couple of energetic toddlers running around. Goldblum might have had some troubles with marriage in the past, but at least they weren't as messy and scandalous as some of the other Hollywood divorces have been. It seems as though each divorce was reasonably amicable, which only proves that Jeff is a really good guy and he's not out to break anyone's heart. As for now, his marriage to Emily seems to be in an excellent place, and he's the perfect doting father to his kids. If you ask us, we can't help but feel so happy for this beautiful and loving family.